game. It's Overpass, our first map, the pick of alternate attacks. I think it was quite obvious that that was going to be their direction. Not too much happening at the start of this round. You can see 9 opting for a very heavy con stack right now. The setup is massive. It's, what, 2 in connector, 1 at the top of it, and then Hades playing in divider. If alternate attacks run in the wrong direction, they certainly could be playing with fire.
They're not even going to wait. They're going to take the fight to him. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't work out. Perks, quick opener, but the trade at least favors the bold. So we're back to a 4-on-4 with the B site now compromised. Plant to soon come through. The smoke is going to go in the middle of the bomb site, and there's still just a bait and switch going on just about everywhere you look. Still another man over in party. Push coming through from the B. Ozak, 2 CTs on the opposite end, and these 1-for-1 trades don't seem to stop. But if you could buy time for Speedy, he could put a fork in the middle of the road for this round. Spinning around, though, he's missed his opportunity, and it falls to freeze. Both players in front of him now low. The targets are very easy to take down, but if they can set themselves up properly, they can make it a little more difficult. Goofy still coming through from the rotation, in through heaven. He doesn't have too much help to play with, and they're still just trying to bait Freeze into the open. Time dwindling thin, but it looks like with the kick Goofy's got, 9 are going to pick it up. So even though it's messy, the conversion is still theirs. He didn't know how much time there was left, but man, the effect is going to be felt in this round. Flashing a monster too. It's so perfectly timed, Goofy. Almost a double through the smoke, but 1 and enough, or 1.5 is way more than you would have ever anticipated there. Freeze moving back in, trying to at least hold on to some of the space that alternate attacks may have lost, or maybe even overextending. He's going to punish for it, and now it looks like everything that can go wrong will go wrong. 9 are just dominating around the board. Op's still in play, so hold your horses, Slacks. If there's anybody to save them in a round like this, it's going to be him, but splits up with his teammate from that point forward. The monster smoke is soon to expire, so maybe there's another gap to exploit here.
Definitely could be. Alternate attacks don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're executing. There's 35 seconds. There's a 1 kill. Okay, Hades has found the short player. He's probably expecting more. The players on short now probably react to the monster push. To be fair, alternate attacks walk into a vacant site. Very lucky to do so, but there's still a 5v4. There's still a man advantage, and there's still a bomb that's yet to be planted.
Yeah, but this was the gamut. Coming through from 9, they knew they wanted to play retake with the little utility they had left in this round, and the timer also allocated back to them. The bomb's going to at least go down, so more than I would have initially hoped for, but yeah, with the boost coming up, this one feels like it's destined for failure. Ozek, though, perfect push on Hades, but he's able to get back behind the wall in time. Now Chaos seems to unwind the way of 9's favor, but still Slacks is going to throw his hat back in the ring, having to reload the op. It'll be required of an ace. Knows where both of them are. Now baiting out the first op shot on Hades. Both are low, both around the pillar. The Windchopper will come away on top. It's the one with the sidearm pulled. No ace heroic play to come through from the attack squad, and he tries everything. Slacks the idea of a potential extra sister, and they're going to come barreling down into Con, not being silent about their approach. 1-for-1 again, better than you would have hoped, considering how much reinforcement they put in that Con area. But now they're just going to come walking out through a smoke. Hades, he's stuck here. Flash doesn't hit the mark, and it's the offer against the world. A couple of T's walking into the angle, but the Molotov spreads to his feet, puts a little more pressure on him. Not one that he can answer back for. Okay, angle still being held, so it's not an avenue that alternate attacks can take back for free. In fact, he's jiggling back in. He's spotting out what's going on. Because of it, he knows what's up. 35 seconds, gives the extra call to his 8 players, tells them they're coming up to you, get ready. Got a little bit of utility to hold him down too. Actually, Goofy's in heaven, but he could come up, throw the molly on truck, stop them from getting this plant in, and Kyler's just playing his life right now, waiting for them to make the first move. Bomb is W King up long. I think his shoulder's been spotted. Speedy. Favor isn't returned as they make noise coming up the dumpster. No, it's actually bank, and Goofy isn't going to be here to help him in time, so 2 players now fall, and the advantage swaps hands. 6 seconds to go, and K will be the last prong to go down. Speedy catches 2 players with their knives pulled out. Isn't so map control dependent. That one isn't giving them some massive hole to abuse. I mean, the speed bomb site's still going to take a blow because he's now left the scene, and it's Goofy and I believe Mino behind him. Not a lot of counter utility. 43 seconds and there's no extra smokes for monsters, so Freeze and Co just go blasting out with the crossfire. Over in Graffiti doesn't seem to be giving them any welcoming doorsteps, and the bombs now drop right in their vision cone, so gotta walk into the belly of the beast just to retrieve the round's win condition as the flashes are exchanged. It doesn't seem like anybody comes out the ultimate victor, and now with 3 CTs all posted into this angle, you don't want to let him get control of the bomb back, but now you kind of have to. Speedy granted that out route as the flank now activates from K. This is the long con coming through in the round from the con player himself. A hat trick. I'm jamming.
Yeah, the DJ area.
Ooh, Molly goes in and they come out, but now the flashes seem to favor the likes of these, as the FBI still stuck over on the wood wall. 2 kills in that position feels unheard of with the amount of T's that were pushing him down, but now it's K against the world, and 1 isn't going to be enough as the site's now compromised. Hades is still in pit. He knows about both players' angles, but he's got to shut them down now having been spotted. The shot isn't fired off, but make a pretty good assumption of the gun he's got as he finds the first jumping atop the site boxes. Slacks to move back in with the bomb on his back. Hades repositions, and this isn't going to be spotted out. You're always going to be wondering, where's he gone? Has he timing me? Is he going to still be over in this tucked in corner? Never know. Eventually, you're going to consider the have an alternative and actually find the headshot. Hades, I certainly
You're expecting, you know, naturally in a BO3 they should be winning their own pick. Sort of the way this game's gone, I don't think either of us were expecting a score quite like this, Speedy. Massive blunder. Whiffs the angle, whiffs the opportunity to make it a 4v4 instead. 9 have to settle with only a man advantage. Freeze is able to take down Kyla, but this was a 5v3. The attacks need to go above and beyond. It's Slacks, Freeze, and Orzek. They're here to try and pick up the pieces as best as they can, and if they don't, the consequences are massive. 9 from 6-0 will lose this first half.
That's still yet to be decided. Utility left for the T's, though, and 9, that's also something worth noting. I feel like besides the flash usage, the util's been pretty weak, but won't really matter here. Freeze gives him the bomb back, and even if this trade comes through, you know it's got to be an A-sided play at this point. With the time they've left to allocate themselves, they've either got to make a whole heaping amount of noise just to rotate down lower, or they've got to bite the bullet and commit into the upper bomb site right now, which looks more, at least, eager of the question right now. And it's just Ozek in the 1v4. Moving back in through long, he's got an absolute army of CTs on the other end of this flower wall. And the bomb is still being held onto deeply by the scope of Hades, or maybe not. Just understanding that he's going to have to walk back in and now taking down to 31. It's more of a question of how many he gets before the round is won. 9 at least to close it out.
Nicely done by Minio. Going to start things off on the right foot here for the Poles, but for the German squad, they've still got work to be done and still the lives to do it. But Hades taking Orzek out of the equation, not the way they wanted this round to be painted. Perk's going to double push with his teammate towards Monster. This gets scary. Hades now stuck between a rock and a hard place. Minio's here to bail him out. Goofy's going to find the second, and it is all on Freeze. Back of the site, 1 versus 4. And while 9 struggle to close out the end of the first half, they're going to start the second half with a blistering amount of pace towards B.
It's suspicious. I don't think you want to peek around that right side. The CTs may be hoping you give them that pick. Oh, but look at the MAC-10. Sprints in, gives them the info of what's going on at the lower bomb site. Even at long range, Goofy's trying to back away. With damage being inflicted around the board, it's actually aTTaX getting out in a 3-on-3.
That's insane, because now the advantage falls in favor of the CT side. 3 versus 2, 9 still got work to be done. A double Galil setup running into the double Deagle, 1 scout. It's a lethal combination for the CT side. But at least 9 have the numbers to work with. It's Hades that has a smoke, so he can block off Heaven by smoke in the middle of the site and allow that bomb safe passage to plant. Actually, more intuitive scenario. They think going aggressive, playing more contact heavy, trying to get in the faces of alternate attacks is going to be a good start. But now that Kyla's made the noise, he's going to have to drop the utility. Hades is going to have to run back around to get the bomb planted. But it's not in the conventional spot. It's not a default. It's behind the sandbag. And this throws up a whole different meaning of the post plant, because now if you play passive towards Monster, it's less of a swing. It's less of a swing if you play somewhere like here. Hades, hungry to find the damage, and it's a good tag, but it goes both ways. He's dropped to 27. It's Kylar's headshot that takes down the scout, and now it's just the double deagle. Let's see what they can do. Orzek picks up upon Sean. Speedy's trying to push in on Bridge, does now the shot onto Hades through the wall, and it's all on Kyla, and Orzek won't let it happen. It's a 10-second stick. Monster finds the kill, runs away, unresponseless. Alternate attacks now fall down to 3, as Kyla putting Freeze in his own grave early doors. 30 seconds left, 9. Got to make a decision, but with a flank towards B, with your Monster player so aggressive, I think this one's going to be a very, very easy round to pick up. Not to mention, Minio has great timing here. Orphan Slack starts to move back in, but he's caught out completely. Now there's 1 man for the job. Perkins in water. Goofy's going to take his head off, and it's all down to Orzek, who was the original A defendant. And unfortunately for them, I think his rifle probably better kept in the next. He might just have a look to see if he can do anything here, but yeah, I don't think I'm a believer in alternate aTTaX finding 12 here.
Really got to do is spot for the con rotation, right? Set Speedy up for success, and the bomb's coming straight to him. Into the scope of his AUG, he'll tuck into the corner, peeking back in! Oh, it's a wind spray! But the Molly will buy him more time as he gets hunted down by Mino. The flank to come through from Monster, but he double entries a round that looked impossible to lose for alternate aTTaX goes against them, and Goofy is still held with his con push. There is no way back in. And with a triple from Nino, it finds that opening pick, because that's a completely solo player walking up, no flash, nothing, over in bathrooms. And Kyler is lucky to find that try without Messi. That spray was a little bit K, though. On the response, wants to walk out Monster. It is being held, but... oh, no. Has he just been timing? He has.
Oh,
K's going to spot it. B bomb site's a little bit vacant, more so than you'd hope right now, but... Nine are just going to put their foot on the accelerator, knowing of the potential of a con lurk. You'd know you've got to try and actually exploit with the timing now in your favor. Uh-oh, Slacks. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way you've been timing that hard, bro. Oh, it hurts to see. We've all been there. We've all felt it. But now Hades is ensuring that alternate aTTaX feel it at the worst moment, with only a couple of kills separating them from getting this lead for the first time in what feels like forever. It's almost another kill being found in con. Bomb plants should be allocated to them down at the lower bomb site, but the question is, when do you expect Freeze on this Monster flank? Because eventually you will anticipate it, just not this soon. He's going to try to take timing into his own right. Two players not looking his way, but he overplays his hand. And K will deal the killing blow. It's all up to Speedy, and with the health he's got, with the amount of players you've got to work against, and with the gun you need, this one's already in the books, my friends. It's 14 for 9, their first lead in so long. But the util response isn't going to be all that great from alternate aTTaX. They're going to have to play a little more conservative with the little bit they have left. You saw that smoke almost get thrown in. Like the Slacks didn't actually pull the pin on it, but pulls the hat off the Hades instead. Now knowing the opposite, the upper site, it seems like that's all they need to find their transition down lower. Only thing prohibiting them from a site sentry is one smoke, and I think they've just refreshed it over on Monster. Flash is landing well, but not well enough to blind them up. In fact, only goes against them. K, the first pick to be found from 9, but with all the damage already dealt, this round is in the books. It's Kyler in the 1v4, and this round seems impossible. So you've held on for at least one. 30 to fair required on Overpass alone. Question is overtime required? 9. Trying to battle for that to
not much time to react, not much time to respond. Key making his way through. Monster! That's such a sick first frag. Perks is going to be forced out. Key's found a double. Orzek will trade from the heavens, but that's a massive advantage. 9 don't commit with much, but they get the maximum for their dollar. And that man advantage might just be enough to take it 16-14.
Not done yet, though. Freeze wants to re-aggress. He knows somebody's potentially stuck in this corner. And again, timing will be absolutely everything. If Goofy peeks out and finds this kill, round should be done. Game should be done. So without Freeze didn't reload. Oh, he gets punished. You knew there was another man here. And at this point, the entire B's defense is all left up to Orzek, who you know is usually the A player, either he or Slacks. So they're out of position. And maybe not in the most comfortable of spots to be right now if your alternate aTTaX is smoking a flash. That's what they've got left for utility in this round, and 9 know it. They're just going to go flashing in. No reason to hesitate. No reason to throw over complications into the matter. It is just him in pit, stuck in water, as Molly's flush him into peaks. Mino's the first to take some contact, but he won't be doing any damage. So you start to chew back at this man advantage. So many players pushing him down from every which way, and now it is all up to Slacks. Off in from short, anonymity given away with this flashbang now being thrown into bridge. But Kyler, does he cross back? Open avenue to potentially go to the upper bomb site right now as the smoke is thrown to potentially cover his entrance from bridge. Hades goes around it, though. And now maybe he's trying to overread the situation. Glad for 9 that they don't go upper, because Slacks, this is exactly what he wanted. Kyler, knowing that something's fishy about this, throws the smoke back in, gets the plant now stuck, and Hades is going to retake this map control. Give the all clear over to his boy. The question now lies, where is Slacks coming from? And as he starts walking in towards Graffiti, you probably won't expect him here, or at least you won't hear him. But Kyler's tucked in aggressively. Slacks.
Yeah.
He's in heaven, moving in on the op.
Gonna be tough. Kyler, other side of the wall, jumps over. Won't get any information. Now that he's made the noise, Kyler could just turn around. Focus could be made. Hades has hit the shot while it takes full 39 of the first map, 16-14. And a very, very interesting map one, but it does end in... Bro, I think Dweg would absolutely have Jay's head off. Anyway.
I think Jay would fold him.
Alright, before we jump into the pistol, by the way, the big man Rurix has added me and spammed the ones. Twitch chat saying ones. And why are they saying one? Because Goofy's gone for one.
They're all
double. And Medio, he's going to trade out Orzek. He finds another headshot. Hades fights back with the Glock. It is a 2 versus 2. And while the FAMAS haters continue in the Twitch chat, the USP lovers start to dwindle as Orzek and Speedy, 110 points of health combined, but it's a double usual setup for the T side. The first scalp taken, the second scalp gone, and Speedy's double. More importantly, he's made his way all the way through. There is a man holding, but Key is quicker to the trigger. Neither player dies, but Slacks is left with all but 1 point of health.
Oh, FAMAS walks in, gets 2, looks for the third, a double dink comes up Nino. And with only the assistance of 1 flashbang, Nine's entire game plan has been uprooted by 1 cheeky man. And the bomb is still dropped straight into their laps. Goofy trying to pull back a desperate round, and it's a desperate spray to do it, but they are still down by 1 man, and he falls low. 1 bullet, even to, I believe, even the A1S. So Ozek's still left in charge of the reigning B-site's duty, but the kill will not seem to follow suit, and while health doesn't seem to be all that great for 9, they've clawed back at this advantage. They found even footing, and they found an open bomb site. More than you could ever ask for, and now they get to play this retake setup.
On plant. Scary scenario for them, because this is... Well, it was set up to be an unlosable round. Now, starting to become a little more believable that 9 can make it a first. The swing is in good timing, but Speedy is just quicker to the trigger. And now it's just Kyler. Problem is that bomb is already cooked 2/3 of the way gone. They've got about 10 seconds left. There are kits, sure, but the time is sparing. First shot is his. Slacks now jumps on it. 1 bullet the difference. Kyler's found them both. 1 versus 2. 9 on here to fill the void as alternate attacks retreat. Unfamiliar scenario for 9. They have to fight from the man disadvantage. Hades trying to come in through gap. Keys waiting in the smoke. Fortunately for Freeze. Yeah, I was going to say he's going to get spotted as the fadeaway happens. Video finds another. In the meantime, Hades finds Perks. And well, it was a good start from Slacks to find the opening man, but the rest crumbles around him. That's looking like, very much so, a 6th round on the board here for the Poles. It's Orzek against 4. The operation is going here as it's Freeze doing a lot of damage to Key. Nade, Molly, everything trying to be thrown at him, but surviving in the smoke.
No way!
And he gets away with the first, and then Freeze swings, overcommits. Hades has bailed his teammate out of the fight. Gylar might even find Speedy. It's not meant to be, but it's still a 4 versus 3, and it's still an advantage that falls in favor of the Polish side. And the 9 organization are going to be grinning ear to ear because it felt like a good scenario for alternate attacks, but it all turned sour very, very quickly.
I mean, that's insane. Kay, he's on 7 HP for most of this round and still walks away with 1 of the kills. And now it's just a free entry into the B bomb site again. After, I believe, Speedy falls, pushing him through steps. There's really nothing prohibiting them from a site's entry, and it's just going to be a save call once more. Slacks, Ozek, lucky to hang onto these rifles again, even if that's allowed. Slacks moving back in, and who better than Kay to shut him down? The criminal on 7 HP continues to rob himself, or at least rob alternate attacks of some of these guns, and Ozek's the next to take the fight. Of course, who better than the one initially falling to a stint of 1 HP, finding a hat trick? Yeah, the fact is, you've already missed your ace in the hole, and now somebody's going to have to dig you back out. Slack's still the one to do it, this time on the op over, I think, back in a regular angle on train. And besides him, he's got Freeze doubling down in mid. This play is off limits, and now it looks like maybe alternate attacks can wake up a bit. Hades the only one to give him a slap back, but in a 1-on-5, how much of a slap can it possibly be? It can't hurt that bad, and that's why it gets shut down. Freeze with the 3rd, and alternate attacks mimicking that on this. No Molly and sandbags just yet, and that's what's got me a bit perplexed. I certainly thought Perks would be a dead man walking, especially in a spot like this. When do you not see teams with all this utility Molly naded out? Well, too late to throw that one in Hades as he's already fled the scene. It's 4-on-5 or rather 4-on-3, and they're just going to back away here. Continuing to commit. Could have been uprooted. It was this entire CT side advantage, but now it seems like they're just getting ready to put the final nail in the coffin. At least some momentum to be felt before the half ends. Hades, though, not too quick to give this up, and he's the only one left here. Goofy falls, and it is all up to the Opper. The one who hadn't shown up as much on Overpass, the one who we were hoping to see more from on this map. Well, he's got 13, I'd say, silent but impressive kills. This one may be a bit tricky to add to the resume, but still filling out the application on the A side. Another kill's been granted. And he's just swapped over to the AK Speedy. 67, and they're both playing a crossfire around the metal wall right now, not even considering or contemplating the potential side hall peek. Hades has got another. Silently, he's creeping around ramp and dispatching of them one by one like a ninja in the night. He continues to move, and Speedy can never seem to catch up. 18 seconds, so he's got to continue to commit onto the safe bomb site. The question now lies, where does he plant? A full belt of utility, but considering you've just cleared out the majority of the site, you can expect him to be around side hall. You're just going to go ahead and stick the plant behind the site box. As Speedy's walking back up. Hades, you're going to know about this. How is he? Close enough to land the flick. And who better to show up in the final round of the first half to give 9-12. But they've gotten the info, so potential lapse of judgment to be exploited, but it's the exact reason why 9 have stacked it up. Molly's soon to come through, and it's going to hit Goofy out of position, but peeking in on the dualies. This is exactly why people buy these guns, because they're capable of kills like that, free to mow them down on the site's entrance, and it's all perks with not a lot to show for it. Smoke goes over into Guardian, and even if you find a kill in elevator, what the hell does it matter at this point? Bombs dropped in the lap of 3 CTs. You're walking into their angles, and already a minute and a half has been eaten alive away from the clock. Perks trying to whittle around with the time he's got left. Maybe see if he can't improve the stats on his exit out, but surely this one doesn't feel like you're even going to be contending for it. And yeah, Kyler shuts it down before you can think to do it. 10.
Interesting scenario. Nice shot from Key. Orzek gone. 3 versus 3. Not even one of the high HP players. Still plenty more action to be had with a minute left. aTTaX choose to move back in towards B. One man for the job. Has already found one in the round, looking for number 2, and he does deliver a hat-trick on the cards. It slacks the peaks in. On fire right now. The rifleman going to deliver for his first. 2 versus 2. Kylar's off in a smoke close to his left, and this is to give himself a bit of space to work with around the gens. 40 seconds left. The bomb's still not down, which means it takes even more time. And I know this, and they might even think about them making a rotate.
Not so much anymore. Smoke Molly combo confirms, and peeking around wide. Kyler, he catches the element of surprise. Perks, no idea of something like that happening. Now the Molly's faded. Now a man stuck in the middle of the site, and while sure it's a 1v1, don't know if I'd necessarily favor you when you're against Hades. Posted on the op, still was never detected. And at the final second,
Molly goes in towards ramp, stopping the early pushes. Perks is going to throw the mid-ramp smoke. Goofy to fire the opening kill. Already a 4v5, and already deductions taken. T-side down to 4. Make it 3 as Kylar finds a second. Backs against the wall. Alternate attacks. Run out of chances. Run out of luck. This game feels all but over.
Still keep in mind, though, Goofy's low. If you can somehow find the kill onto him or somebody around it, then there's always going to be a chance back into this one. But K, do you ever expect to be playing an angle like this? No, you don't, but Slacks reacts. And the extra shaded CT model catches him by surprise as Hades activates inside. All bombs been dropped. And you've got to continue to walk right into the jaws of the op scope. And I don't know if it's going to favor you all that much, Slacks. This one you won't be reacting to, my friend. Now, feels like this one is pen to paper. Orzek not hiding his approach, not hiding the way he wants to come through from it. Hades is just going to hold the line for the freeze pick of his damn career. 16-3 on the second map. And 9.